We start in the Dimbaza Magistrates Court in the Eastern Cape. Court adjourning after a magistrate expected to make a decision on the University of Fort Hare's fraud and corruption case. 12 of the 15 accused appeared in court earlier. Our reporter Sipha Kema has details. Sipha, good afternoon to you. What happened in court today?
Well, Stephen, a really surprising turn because we had come here for a formal bail application. And as you would know, a formal bail application, of course, we did expect it to be quite lengthy since there are 12 accused that came to apply today. But it took a turn when the defense team actually started with saying that they want to apply for, or rather file an application for the magistrate to recuse herself. But the application was not heard in front of the court. The defense team actually went to the magistrate's chambers to have a discussion with her where she agreed to recuse herself from this matter. Now, the reasons they state for that recusal is because they said that they don't want any other matter or case, since this is a separate fraud and corruption case, they don't want any other case such as the one with the murder, attempted murder and kidnappings to actually affect the outcome of the bail application here. Now, Magistrate Luxolo Tyali had been presiding over one or two of those cases, and the defense team felt as though they needed a fresh pair of ears to listen to this particular matter. But she agreed, of course, to recuse herself. And then right after that, that's when the defense team pulled another punch there, Stephen, where they actually showed the warrant of arrest for the accused. Apparently, these warrants of arrest were issued out, were signed on the 27th of March. The arrests were made on the 28th of March. Now, there were some discrepancies that the defense team found, such as, of course, the case of jurisdiction, where with the signed warrant of arrest is issued saying that the accused should appear before the East London Magistrates Court, but we are at the Dimbaza Magistrates Court, saying that that in itself is an issue, and the fact that it was signed by a senior magistrate and not the deputy director of the National Prosecuting Authority or the director, who have authority then to say that a matter in the Eastern Cape, that's signed off in the Eastern Cape, arrests can be made in other parts of the country as well. But of course, this then seems as though it makes it seem like this case could be shaky for the NPA, because the arguments that were put in was that the matter cannot go forward. This is not the jurisdiction for this particular case. But now we're going to bring in NPA spokesperson Luxolo Tyali so that we can find out what the NPA thinks about this, how they feel it will go for the NPA tomorrow regarding the ruling on this matter. Mr. Tyali, we heard the arguments that were presided by the defense team, the first one being that a case of jurisdiction, that this court does not have a jurisdiction over this matter. What does the NPA say about that?
Thank you very much. As you did listen to our submissions as a prosecution, we believe that there's nothing defective with the warrants of arrest, because the only part that they are contending is the part about East London Court. You remember we did mention that Fort Hare has campuses in East London and Alice, and the crimes were committed in both areas. So the fact that the matter was signed in East London is neither here nor there. But we are hoping that the court is going to rule in our favor tomorrow, as we're expecting the judgment. For now, we think the court is going to apply its mind in the arguments that we submitted and be able to arrive at a decision. As the court did actually raise that yesterday, the same court that they are contending doesn't have jurisdiction granted two of the accused bail. The same court that has been presiding over other matters relating to crimes that the defense said they are interlinked. Because remember the crime or the case against the 10 people relating to the murders in the Fort Hare were presided over by this same court. The bails were presided over by this same court. Now, even this matter was brought before this court, and this court yesterday granted bail, and then at the end we are hoping that tomorrow is going to be able to make a decision, as we believe that it has jurisdiction.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Tyali. Now, Stephen, when Mr. Tyali is talking about, of course, the jurisdiction, but there were other discrepancies that were found, such as the misalignment of dates. One of the attorneys actually stood up and said that the dates of some of the start of the dates of these alleged crimes do not actually go with the time that his client was an employee at the university, saying that in 2020 his client was not an employee of the university, yet they have alleged that he was part of those crimes that were actually committed during that time.
Sipha Kema, thank you very much indeed.